All right, welcome back to another video. Today, I say video now because someone complained I said stream and they don't even know what I'm talking about. Today, we're going to talk about this IRS ruling and how we can fight back. There's two ways we can fight back. You can either sign a petition or you can write a really quick email to the IRS to basically dispute how the Model Y is basically not classified as an SUV to them. So we'll quickly summarize all that and then we'll go into how you can actually do that. But thanks for watching another video and let's get into it. But before we do that, let's roll that intro real quick. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. We make what, 2 to 3, maybe even 4 videos a day now at this point. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let's take a look at this. If you don't know, about a week ago at this point, I want to say the IRS and Treasury came out and said that, here is the list of vehicles that qualify for the tax credit moving forward from the Inflation Reduction Act. And there was a lot of interesting stuff came out from this. It looks like the Mach-E is not classified as an SUV, so it had a lower price cap of $55,000 because sedans are price capped at $55,000 and SUVs are price capped at $80,000. So pretty much if you're purchasing an SUV, it basically has a higher price on it at MSRP, so you can then qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. But the big shocker was that also Tesla Model Y has this really weird, difference on this. Like the 7C is qualified for some reason as an SUV, so then you can purchase it all the way up to $80,000 and then also get a $7,500 tax credit. But then the Model Y 5C is not classified as an SUV, and what we're starting to find out recently is that SUV classification from the IRS and Treasury comes from weight. It comes from having 3 rows and all this like weird random stuff. But basically at the end of the day, if you don't agree with this, if you don't agree with the IRS putting this ruling on it, there's 2 ways that we can fight back. So the first one is really easy. You go to change.org. I'll put this link down in the comments or somewhere in the chat. I can't even add this for some reason. Onto the chat, and I'll put it in the comments after this. But you can go here, sign this petition really quick. I've signed it and it looks like we're almost to 50,000 signatures, so really cool. And I think this person who is going to organize this, Farzad or at Farzi on Twitter, they're going to compile this together and maybe send this to the IRS after that. But the more probably better way to fight back on this is to send a note to the IRS directly. There is actually an article here from Teslarati, and of course Farzad is also here shown as well, and really just exposing how much of like an insane ruling this actually is. But if you go to this article, and I'll place this link down to it as well, you can actually really easily send an email to comments@irs.gov, and then of course put this signature or a subject line in the email, OMB control number 154522137, and then you can write whatever comments you want about the Inflation Reduction Act and how you don't agree, because it doesn't make sense at this point why the Model Y is not classified as an SUV, and also like why the ID4, the Mach-E, all these different vehicles. I have a conspiracy theory on why this is, but at the end of the day, it needs to be a fair level playing field, and we need to have this vehicle as a tax credit eligible vehicle. But at the same time, I mean, the IRS did put these, guidelines on it, but at the same time, Tesla could reduce prices. Maybe they won't, or maybe they won't do it right away, but they also could reduce the Model Y long range back down to $55,000 or under $55,000. Or, I mean, they just release this Model Y standard range and then be done with it. And then, all the sales will come back. So, this next video, another video that we're going to talk about today, is how there's price. It seems like there's discounts and price adjustments everywhere, except the US. So we're going to definitely get into that. We're going to jump into some comments really quick. But before we get into that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can actually support the channel if you want. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of those benefits actually include scheduling a one-on-one call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even getting good financing on a Tesla. And right now, there's a couple credit unions on my buying guide, which you get a link to after you schedule the call, that has interest rates anywhere from 3 to 3.5% and other resources as well. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's jump into some of the comments. Grant Dye, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Tesla is sending me a final notice to schedule a delivery for my Model 3 standard range. I also believe there'll be price cut coming soon as price cuts in Xi'an, China. Do you think I should forfeit $250 and wait? So they won't let you, put that off or hold or anything like that. I mean, if you need a car, I would say just do it. The Model 3 standard range seems like the only vehicle that makes sense to buy right now because you get the tax credit. Unless you're not eligible for the tax credit, then I would just say, let it go and then move on to the next thing. IND Fusion, do you think Model Y long range price will be reduced by end of January US? I think so. I think they're waiting. Maybe they're playing a standoff waiting game. So maybe it's either going to be late January or even February, but we really don't know at this point. I thought it was going to be January 1st, but that was proved me wrong. Not the first time, but I've been pretty much right on every single call throughout like November, December, but now I was finally wrong. So maybe I was too ambitious out there. Grant I, and the federal tax credit message also disappear and prepare for delivery task page. Yeah, because Tesla doesn't want to give any ruling on that for you. They want you to talk to like an accountant or something like that. So they don't want to like lead you astray into thinking that you're going to get $7,500 at all. Mika Moore, thank you. Thank you for sending the sticker, the $1 thing, red box of popcorn. That's what it's showing to me right now. So that's kind of funny here. I'll show you what this looks to me. Thank you for that. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for watching, hitting the like button and all that stuff. I think at this point, I will wait for new LiDAR. If you buy something with the Tesla Vision that seems like something that will be obsolete soon, any thoughts? Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many things that are just like right on the horizon in terms of like pricing, Tesla Vision, radar, and all that stuff. And if you're buying a Tesla now, that's something to think about, like with all this new technology coming back. But also I like to think of Teslas as, it's a bad way to think of it, but Teslas are kind of like iPhones to me. Like you just buy the next one, or you buy one, and then if a new technology comes out, you just think, that I'm going to get it on the next one. Like I think average time people purchase or own cars is 4 to 5 years. So, and maybe it's even more frequent with Tesla owners. I mean, I'd love to see the data on that, because I feel like a lot of the Tesla sales are just repeat owners, people going from Model 3 to Model Y, and then Model Y to whatever, and then back and forth and left and right. So, there's a lot of step up, or maybe even step down, or left and right, and all that stuff. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily worry too much about it. D Hong, hand pink waving back. Thanks for watching, another video. Thanks for joining in, and thank you for hitting the like button and the subscribe. All right, but that's really about it. A quick PSA on this, I guess, send a note. I'm going to send a note. I've already signed the change petition. I'm going to send the email shortly after tonight, probably. And because at the same time, I do want Tesla to get all these tax credits, because it just makes sense. And tax credits are nice, like reducing your liability and all that stuff, and getting, a nice big refund on top of a refund or liability that you have to submit at the end of the day, like at the end of the year. It's definitely worth it as well. So it's pretty interesting. I can see like the comments here a little bit quicker than on here. IND Fusion, how are they going to sell vehicles at the current pricing? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they are selling vehicles actually. Like let's take a look at I've been running polls almost every single day. So if you want to join in the conversation as well. So I put a poll 2 days ago, like what was that? Like the 4th, quote, have you bought a new Tesla since January 1st? Anyone take or know anyone taking delivery? And 5% of 551 votes said yes. So what is that? Like 20 people, almost 50% said nope, and 23%, it doesn't seem like it. Why would they, now that the 7,500 is gone? So, I mean, it's like a very weird time to be buying, and really the only deal that makes sense are Model Y 7-seaters and of course Model 3 standard ranges because of the tax credit. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Next video is going to be about how Tesla is on clearance mode. Okay, one more question. Ramesh, hey Dennis, I'm planning on getting a long range Model Y. When do you think the discounts that came in China, Australia, and South Korea will come to the US? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be actually, Ramesh, that's a great question. And the segue into our next video, which I'll be back in 5 minutes, where we're going to talk about the discounts everywhere else and when I think it's going to be coming to the US. All right, guys, see you soon.